Commence primary ignition.
Hello, this is Nelson Lee. I play Senator Hamato Ziono on Ahsoka, and you are watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
You'll never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Hello there, true
Hey.
believers.
Hey.
Welcome to the final week of movies we are thankful for.
Wow.
And I thank everybody for voting for this year's selection. It's been an absolute treat to watch everything that we've watched this year. And we're very excited because we have a special guest straight from I Know. We got JB. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm very well. Thanks for having me. This is an honor, and this is great. This is one of my favorite movies. So
Yeah,
I would have been voting for Jaws to be the number one, but you know,
Well, we did that the other day.
Last
or
week,
We did that
so
last
that's
week
close.
With
Yeah, that was a good one with the
But-
governor joining Dave, discuss his trip to Martha's
Yeah.
Vineyard.
that was good.
So there's a lot of fun with that.
But
what were you doing last week, Spencer? You were out and about with Sean, right?
Where was I last week? So my company. So we had I primarily work for the board of my company. I'm literally the only employee.
oh
So
wow,
there's a board of governors, and they change
Okay.
every year. So the president of the company took the current board and myself out to lunch downtown in Boston. And then it takes me about an hour to get into town. So if I'm going into downtown Boston, I kind of try to make it worth it to just go for like an hour or two. So I actually met with Sean in the North End and had dinner,
cool.
which was great. We talked a lot about, obviously, about stuff for 27 and family vacation and catching up because he lives about 2 hours away from me in New Hampshire. So when we're able to meet up, we meet up usually in Boston for the night. But it was a lot of fun, but great episode. And we're very excited because as well that this Friday we will have some great programming here on the VCN. We will be showing the best of movies that we're thankful for. And what that means is that previous episodes of this show, whether it be this one we're watching right now, or Jaws, or one from years ago, will be broadcasted throughout the day. That if you're still tripped down, tripped to finish, not to go to
Yeah,
the
you can-
mall.
Eat your leftovers and sit on the couch and
that's right.
rewatch some of our watch-alongs with some great movies accompanying them.
In between the food comas.
Oh my God! So we had our Thanksgiving on Sunday.
I saw that post.
So yesterday I made a nice turkey sandwich, which was awesome.
You're getting ahead of yourself there by.
Oh, I love it. I'm having roast beef tomorrow, so I'll be good. I'll be making my own a roast.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But also we'll be having some really interesting announcements on Friday. So take a look there, see what might be coming out. But Jeff, we have another episode of the interviews from Rebel ScumCon. What's on tap for this week?
We got our friend Chris Bartlett talking about the 80 billion. I think he said 20. He's up to 20.
20 Star Wars characters.
That is insane. And he has a nice little talk with Mark, and they it's just a great little listen, and check that out when it drops on Friday.
Excellent.
So that's coming soon, literally the day after tomorrow. So
And also just announced as a last minute thing, if you are going to be in the Bay Area this weekend, our good friend and moderator, also our cruise director, Mike Delicard, is going to be not only hosting the 40th anniversary of the Ewok movie panel.
Yeah, he's the moderator for the panel.
Oh,
Yep.
that's cool.
But he's also hosting a last-minute VCN meetup at the Rebel Legion booth on Saturday. So please, if you're going to San Francisco,
noon on Saturday,
stop by over there. Also, there's another show called RoboCon, which is going to be all ILM people in a convention as well. So we're talking about like Roger Christians, our good friend and member of our Hall of Fame, John Goodson, Lauren Peterson, Lauren Vogt, Dimitri Karas is going to be there. There's going to be like 15 people who are going to be there. And also our good friend who's an agent, Dominic, is one of the promoters for that show. So if you're in San Francisco this weekend, there's a lot of great shows, when you're not, on Amazon or any or small businesses. You promote
Small Business Saturday. Yes, do that.
So please make sure you take a look at all of that. But as we've been promoting as well, we will be back at Rebel ScumCon in 2026 for Boonty Eve Special Edition Texas 2, The Electric Boogaloo. We're very excited about that. We are pretty much entirely booked up already, talent-wise, which we're not going to let you know who in the next couple of months, until the next couple of months. But let's talk about this. First and foremost, a great announcement looks like JB and Sarah are going to join us in the Lone Star State.
We'll be there. We're looking forward to it. Couldn't make it this last year, but we're carving out the time that we can do the travel, and this is there.
Absolutely, it's going to be a lot of fun. And let's talk about it right now. They just had the tickets on sale and the hotels as well. They just released a massive duo for Rebel ScumCon. They're bringing back Kyle Solar, who played Cyril Khan, and bringing in Denise Gao, who plays Deidre Mero. So you're going to have the two of them together for an autograph or a photo op or a panel situation. That's pretty awesome. They've never done that. They've done it over in Europe, but they've not done it in the United States yet. So I think it's pretty cool.
That should be a big draw, I think. I think that's going to be very popular.
I kind of want to get a shot of him in one of his final episodes of him choking Deidre.
I don't know if they'll be that keen on that, but maybe there'll be some cosplayers around that you can have them abuse.
There was a Deidre and Cyril cosplayer at Con this past year, so it'd be kind of cool again. But we're very excited about that, and obviously gearing up for Star Wars Celebration 2027 in Los Angeles. They just started putting up the merchandise from Japan, which no one can afford.
The merch isn't that expensive. It's the other things associated with
travel,
purchasing that merch, which it's almost like you could buy a ticket to go there rather than actually pay the shipping and stuff associated with it.
The shipping was more expensive than a ticket to Celebration.
Oh, honestly. It was, yes. You could tell.
When you're paying 3-4 times the cost of some items just for shipping, it's a little bit lopsided. So I don't know, they need to rethink that process, although I know they sold a lot of stuff, because I looked when they first went on sale and there was a couple items I was considering until I put them in my shopping cart and looked at what the total was after shipping, and then later on I went in again and looked, and basically, of course, the stuff that I wanted was gone.
Oh no!
And so other people were willing to pay that, that shipping premium, which, you'd think there would be some sort of bulk shipper that would give them some sort of deal. It doesn't have to be fast; just needs to get across the Pacific.
What I don't understand is, like, for example, I had ordered 2 sets of the badges for members of the group, and both sets came from their warehouse in Orlando. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, is like Orlando, Yokohama, Orlando, Tokyo. I don't know.
Yeah, that's sus for sure.
But still, we are very excited, obviously, for the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, and it's going to be a great year, especially with the fact that the museum is going to be open while we're in California, and also, we'll have a movie to celebrate with the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which a new poster dropped today.
And the Smuggler's Run ride in Batu gets updated.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
For that movie as well. So that will be nice for anybody who's going to go to the park. They should be able to experience or possibly experience the new variation of Smuggler's Run. And from what I heard, they're putting control in some of the other crew members, whereas the pilots have had the majority of sort of the control, as it were. And so, like, I believe that when it gets to the point of actually picking your mission, the engineer will be the one that gets to do it, who's the backseat person who does a lot less than, let's say, the pilot. Although all of them, every crew member works together and they're needed, except for that one time I got on Smuggler's Run and I was the only one in my ship. Obviously, being a single pilot was all that was necessary.
I say you worked every control. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been very difficult, just doing left and right and up and down at the same time, but trying to reach in the back
Go gadget leg
and run some engineering tasks would not have been very easy. But it was an amazing experience. It was a lot of fun to be alone in the cockpit.
That would be
it was, shows you the way that they can work that ride. So what's funny is that whenever you are short any crew members, Hondo always makes a comment. And so, being the lone pilot, he was all about it. And then speaking of Smuggler's Run, my last ride recently, I was in the park for Life Day, both observed and proper Life Days this last weekend before last. And on Life Day proper, was it Life Day proper? Anyways, one of the two, I went to leave and I said, well, before I leave, let me just run through the single rider line on Smuggler's Run and enjoy a trip on the Falcon for a minute before I get out of the park. It won't take long. The single rider line super quick. Went up the stairs, was boarding basically as I got to the top of the stairs. We walked straight in and right down the hallway. Got in the ship. Everything was going great. I had some a family flying with me. They weren't the best. I was in the engineer seat because I came up the single rider stairs as opposed to coming in the proper way. So you get sort of delegated to the back of the bus, as it were. So I'm sitting there doing my thing, 100% on my screen. Everybody else doing, okay. All of a sudden, we get this like chunk. And the screen went blank. It was dark. No. There was no stars. We were in like deep space, like literally nothing there. And all of a sudden, Hondo started talking about how he really messed up and broke the ship. I wish I would have been able to record more of that. But that was the first time I ever saw that. And then we got evac'd. So, there's not a lot to that ride. So getting evac just meant you got to exit once it went back into position. And then they took us through this little sort of back way and back up into the Falcon, and we got to ride again. But it was a weird experience. And it was funny because I was wearing, this was Life Day observed, I remember now. I was wearing my Chewy hoodie, and I have a Chewy beanie. So the beanie, you can actually pull it down and it looks like Chewy. But when you wear it as a hoodie, it's just like his face on your forehead. I mean, it's a regular beanie, face on your forehead. The hoodie is like full on Chewy, except for your face, obviously, because it's an older one before they started doing that zip up crap, which doesn't look great anyways. But anyways, so I went on in my Chewy beanie and Chewy hoodie, and immediately cast members were giving me a hard time, like I had skinned a Wookiee. And so when I came through on the breakdown walk back into the Falcon, they were giving me another hard time at that point, which was pretty funny.
That's
So
great.
yeah, when you wear a Wookiee pelt in Batu, people notice.
Yeah.
Well, it's also great is the fact that once they put the new version of the Smuggler's Run into Galaxy's Edge, don't forget next September we will be down in Florida for Family Vacation 3, and we'll be able to ride Smuggler's Run together.
Yep.
As part of the trip. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The family vacations are things of legend.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah, they've always been great.
So very excited with the next one.
That makes me think, though, that maybe there is something called Chewy mode currently on Smuggler's Run. If you've not heard of it, it is a certain control combination that allows you to get all your directions directly from Chewie rather than Hondo. So you hear a lot of Shriwook being yelled at you, and it's fun if you've ridden the ride before. It's very, very disconcerting if you haven't. But I'm wondering if they're going to do maybe a Grogu mode or something with the Mando version. That would be insane.
But no, still, I mean, I'm excited. The family vacation is going to be great. Also, it's a time when we're also going to be able to do, if you're coming in early, the not so scary Mickey party at the castle, and it's also during Food and Wine.
Yeah, those are two things that are on our bucket list for the parks: is the Food and Wine and the Mickey scary, not so scary.
Right.
So we're, it's funny because we just did our latest show, I Know, which is all things thankful for Star Wars. Sarah's number one was the family vacation from last year.
Oh yeah. She seemed like she had a great time.
Yeah, it was a blast. My number one was when we went to Celebration in Chicago. So it's the events, it's the fan events that just elevates everything about these movies and these shows. So that makes such an impression. So the lineup that you've got, ready for us, Spence, it's going to be epic these next couple of years.
It's good. I mean, like I'm deep into prep for the next 2 years. I mean, to the point where I actually said to my wife, I'm like, I'm going to be really busy from like next June until like the following August. So I promised her like a proper vacation when it was all done.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to be so busy. There's been a lot of travel, there's a lot of promoting, a lot of things that we're going to be doing. But family vacation is always fun. It's always different, and especially because, one is that we have Rebel Scum Con a couple of weeks before the family vacation, and then Celebration a good 6 months later. We're going to be quite busy. So it's going to be a nice low-key type of family vacation, unlike the one we had last year. But we still have some surprises up our sleeves, just because why not? It's at the point of where we're like, if we can pull something off, why not even attempt it? Like, it doesn't say.
Never know.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say we're batting over 500. Let's just say that. So I would say we're doing pretty well with our surprises and our shenanigans. So very excited about that. But if you're interested, don't forget you can either book for yourself or contact our U.S. travel agent, Sean Purcell, who is helping a number of our guests already get their hotels together and everything for Family Vacation 3, which would be a lot of fun. And also, we'll have also before the end of the year, our year in review retrospective. And I'm very excited about that because this was a busy year. And honestly, I think I have to say, in many capacities, the best year for the group. And
this was a year. It was definitely a year.
So, and we survived it in one piece. So that's always a plus, especially when we had so many moving parts over so many different continents, and it worked. So, very excited to talk about everything that's going on from there. But don't forget, we are going to be watching the prolific 1978 Superman the movie, directed by Richard Donner. If you have not gotten it from
The amazing
HBO Max, you can get it on
Reeve.
Prime, or you can get it on DVD or Blu-ray, like Jason has right now. Jason, we're watching the extended version, so don't be like me and watch the James Gunn version.
Right.
Please do not. Don't be tuning in for any Cavill or Routh movies. And
we haven't seen the new one yet. I think that's on our list while the boys are still around.
It's fun. It's got a lot of interesting stuff. I still have some issues that we talked about just from the trailer, mostly visually. But overall, it was interesting. I didn't hate it. I did kind of not like some of the characters, the way that they handled them, but you're sitting in Dave's spot, and he has very many things to say about that. So
I mean, it's hard because every Superman movie is graded off of this one.
Oh, of course,
and that's
why I put like the one that started it all. This is like this is the pinnacle of superhero movies, followed by Batman '89, and then everything else is graded by those, right?
But the funny thing is that if you look at Batman,
and DC was the king.
Batman '66, people put into a category by its own because it's so campy.
Oh yeah,
you can't compare it to anything else, and it's okay. See,
it's that Jedi mind trick coming from spotty internet area.
Yeah, but no, I mean you can't compare Batman '66 to '89 because it's completely different. That you've got to compare the 1989 Tim Burton, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson.
Oh yes,
classic. The first movie that my parents allowed me to go watch in the theaters by myself.
Oh, fascinating.
Young impressionable Spencer.
Well, so I lived in England at the time too, and it was it was rated 13. So my parents allowed me to go see that movie because I was over the age of 13 by myself, which was great. And plus, also, it was a great movie because I talked about this before. The rating system was so wacky in the late 80s, early 90s for movies that when my parents took me to Amsterdam, first and foremost, they took me to Amsterdam and they're trying to figure, what do we do with
Amsterdam's
the kids?
a different
we went to go see movies that I could not get into in England. So my parents and I went to see Star Trek 4. I couldn't get to Star Trek 4 in England, and Peggy Sue got married.
Wacky. What an interesting.
There's a combination.
So we went to 2 movies in one night because my parents were like, what are we going to do? Like, we got Spencer with us. So,
but I would say if you're going to compare comic book properties, you wouldn't compare Batman 66 to Batman 89. You would compare like Batman 66 to like Warren Beatty's Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
The whole idea was to be bright and weird and like over the top, as opposed to being, and by the time 89 came out, they had shifted focus to the graphic novel and to more gritty stories in general. So I think that was a thing that led it. But Wonder Woman, of course, forgot about her, and Spider-Man on the TV show as well. Those were actually solid, I thought.
Superman and Spider-Man, because of the TV show and this movie, were my 2 top.
Yeah,
those were the superheroes that I was in love with when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was a big Batman fan. Like, I didn't have the Superman underoos, but I did have the Batman underoos.
I've always had a shirt. I mean,
But I was actually looking for my shirt, but I don't think I have it anymore. But very excited to watch this. I haven't watched this one in particular in a while. I've actually watched 2 and 3 recently, and
interesting.
I actually wanted to watch scenes from Quest of Peace because there's certain scenes I was like, I actually want to watch those scenes, but not watch the movie. I wanted to fast forward to the movie,
right?
Like when Clark goes back to Smallville for his reunion.
Oh yeah,
I wanted to see that. like the Lana Lang
The
storyline.
Lang, yeah.
Hmm.
Those are some good scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this in the theater not long ago. I don't think, I can't remember offhand, but it's still great on the big screen. So
I bet.
if you get the opportunity to definitely check it out.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it on the big screen. Now that I think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, it's one of those. It's always been part of my life, being
Oh,
a '76 kid. But
I'm
Yep.
the elder statesman here, and this was
you
a movie.
are.
I saw this movie in the theater in 1978 as a 9-year-old. So
Oh wow.
it was definitely made an impression on me. Shortly after seeing the franchise starter, Star Wars, not
Well,
A New Hope, Star
let's
Wars.
think about this for a minute, though. Let's talk a little bit about Superman. It's the one character that not only had character movie that not only stand the course of all the reincarnations of this, to a point of the fact that Marlon Brando, up until Bradley Cooper, has appeared as Jor-El in every iteration of Superman. But James Gunn's the only person who is recast the role, and they've used archival footage of Jor-El and his speech in all the other Superman.
I didn't realize that. That's a trip.
Movies.
Yeah.
So, to me, that says
thought of
something about not only just the culture of Superman, but also, I'm sorry, you can't really recast The Godfather. Like, you can't. So it's odd in that sense, but still, it's this franchise. I mean, we'll watch it in a few minutes. The opening scene is they want you to have that comic book like childlike innocence watching this movie.
I think there's a brilliance to the movie itself because and the opening scene does it. It's the comic book, but it's not going to be a campy comic book. There's going to be weight to it. The pitch was you're going to believe a man can fly, and you do even now, And so, but there's drama, there's comedy, there's a lot that's in this that's that makes it beyond just what if you just try to make a comic book, put it on film, and it ends up more campiness than something that we take more seriously. And I think that weight is what has allowed the movie just to continue on in our psyche.
Well, they did a lot of really groundbreaking things for this movie as well. So, at the time it was done right. So that helps it sort of hold that test of time.
But also, let's talk about the soundtrack by the guy that JB actually was talking about earlier today. Mr. John Williams.
John Williams, his soundtrack. Oh,
yeah, that does help a movie become iconic. I gotta say, if you have John attached to it, the likelihood is it is something special.
I mean, he's going to do Spielberg's next one.
Yeah.
So
coming out of retirement for that.
Well, yeah, but he's been saying he wanted to come out and retire. He wanted to retire before Rise of Skywalker, and he actually was on record saying that he didn't want anybody else writing for Daisy Ridley.
That's awesome.
That's a trip. Yeah.
Huh. So, and her theme is fantastic. I love.
It'd be so surreal to be able to say you have a theme written by John Williams. Oh yeah. That theme's written for my.
Yeah, no big deal. But no, it's. I mean, we're at that. We're at the 30-minute mark, so we're gonna start the 10-minute.
Well, I wanted to say that normally we start right now. The show would begin at this moment. We would see the countdown, et cetera, et cetera. So if you've joined recently, we are going to start the movie shortly. So get your stuff ready, and hopefully not too many people will come in too late. But it is Thanksgiving Eve, so we didn't want to be staying on till the crack of dawn. So we will be starting the movie momentarily, and So I just wanted to mention that last week I wasn't in either. That's why it was Dave and the Pirate. Spencer was off on the town, and I was hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, because I didn't actually have a ticket, that I would get in to see a screening of Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out movie, which I was able to do, which was very cool. But it was also there was a Q&A followed with Ryan Johnson, of all people. Have to mention that guy. And I was lucky enough to get a photo with him afterwards. But
Awesome.
that was an amazing Q&A about the new kitty cat, the new movie. And if you get a chance to see it, I don't know how many theaters it's going to be in, but it's a great movie on the big screen, and I'm sure it'll be great on Netflix as well. He does an amazing job with that series. So
I'm excited about that. I was talking about that actually at my work luncheon last week. On, I was a fan of the Peter Sellers Clouseau.
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
and Hercule Poirot as well.
So, but
that was PBS.
Growing up with that made me appreciate Knives Out so much more.
Okay, yeah.
Because it reminded me very much of the Pink Panther-esque type of.
Yeah,
got a little hint of that, but it's not quite as
Right. I mean, you're not doing Peter Sellers versus Daniel Craig, but the fact is that it's got that kind of esque to it that's familiar, which I love.
Right.
That's a good comparison. I actually hadn't thought about that. My dad showed me, and the Pink Panther series was one of his favorites. So
I totally got vibes from that when I first saw the original Knives Out.
Mm-hmm. Love that movie.
He's got just a touch of that in him,
right?
But he's more controlled in general for sure. But Clouseau was an amazing character that Peter Sellers brought to life, and those movies, have always lived in my psyche very, very happily. So,
don't forget Peter Sellers being in the original Dr. No.
Oh yeah.
Which was with Woody Allen. It was so Casino Royale. It's Casino Royale.
Casino Royale, right? Yeah.
Casino Royale. When he played Bond.
Right.
And Woody Allen was Jimmy Bond, his son.
Wacky.
Yep.
All right. So we're a few minutes past our start time. So if anybody tuned in late, they can catch up with us. We do have a counter going. It will be starting momentarily, and here comes our countdown to that counter. And again, we're watching Superman, the movie from 1978. Yes. It's available on HBO Max and on a few other services if you have a specific version of their account, or you can rent it. I got mine on Amazon Prime and had some digital credits, so it only cost me $2.50, which I'm happy to pay. It's a great movie.
Well, the other thing that we were talking about the other night on Monday was they
added this, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't think you might be seeing this, JB.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a little talkback going on right now. But the fact that you have credits at the beginning of the movie with this one.
Right. Yeah, they were talking about that on. And it was such a big deal that George didn't want to do the credits. So
yeah, that was a big kind of controversy at the time. And it's sort of the norm nowadays. It's always funny to watch an older movie and be like, oh, yeah, there was this credit break at the beginning.
Right.
And usually it's before any action. It's just a title card and then credits, and some sort of establishing shot or something. But look at that. Look at these moving titles here. They're amazing.
It is.
This stuff was all done by hand. People painting actual celluloid versus something I could do in the computer in a half an hour. not as well still, but you know, I could get the look.
Well, we talked about the original Crawl. You know, they had it.
There's a crawl generator which I've been using for the I know
Yeah.
crawl.
Yeah.
So
I
it makes it easier.
remember in the 90s actually having a crawl generator on my computer in college.
Yeah, that was
As my
actually
screensaver.
a big deal.
Well, what's
This
neat, I
cast
mean,
is
we were just talking about the music. I mean, the music here makes this opening with
it's so
just
strong.
the names.
It makes it like I don't mind watching the names fly by because of this music, as well as the fact that they did a really cool thing with the credits, as opposed to just, you know, a scroll or a title card here and there.
And it's,
But
you
it's
know,
less PowerPoint presentation and
well, it's also pulling you in. It's like,
right.
Look, welcome to this world that I'm about to bring you in, where you're about to meet Superman.
I'm surprised I haven't asked you, Jeff, if we could do this for one of our trailers yet.
Well, we'll look at trying to emulate some of this.
Yeah, I think we need to.
That's one of the things I actually like doing when it comes to graphics, and I'm not as prolific as in video, but if I can make something look like an established kind of thing, I'm all about it. I love.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite ones that you've done was, you know, the putting together was actually the Breakfast Club one that we did for England. That was awesome.
Yeah, see, stuff like that's kind of it's more fun in general. Not that, you know, any of this stuff is not fun to do. It's just having that whole, like, I need to make this thing sort of be like this other thing that is so loved already. It makes it sort of like a different task.
Right.
There's John. Showed his name and it said music continues. It's always interesting to have the subtitles on, because in points like this you get some interesting direction or whatever. Right. It also is really cool to have on if you're watching like a Star Wars show, for proper spelling of names that you've never heard before.
Yes.
And or it'll call out locations when it doesn't say it on the screen necessarily. These are long.
Yep.
But again, I don't mind so much. Oh, now Dave's acknowledging that there was an actual movie.
Dave's old man, you know, shaking fist at cloud.
Yes.
So when it comes to that movie,
shaking fist at that man flying by in the sky.
I forgot that Mario Puzo did the screenplay, or he was part. He shares credit for some of the writing of this.
Well, it'd be very interesting. I mean, if you look at it, you know, obviously with Brando, your relationship with Brando, it's pretty, you know, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Look at
that.
Yeah, he didn't call it a movie. He called it a POS.
Point of service? No, what's it called?
Yes, absolutely. We're glad you could join us, Dave. I know you're in a bad net area.
Yeah, is he actually watching the movie while he's doing this?
I don't know. I think he's just being a troll.
He's watching in his mind.
There you go. He's like, I remember that part. I know where you guys are. He's just looking at the time code going, oh, yeah, that's this scene. See, now the quality of this, like, print, as it were, compared to the movie we watched last week. Well, not last week, week before last. When we watched Alien, that print, even though it's 4 years older or younger, was so pristine. Like close-up shots, you didn't see hardly any grain at all. I don't think I saw grain in any of those shots. They did an amazing job on that. This one, I was seeing a lot of grain in that push that they just did.
We saw this a time or two.
I was always amazed by that, like the hula hoops.
The
rotating around
rings.
them.
They're little.
How they do that?
So yeah,
It's cool. That's
We
probably
got Chancellor Valorum standing right there.
Yep.
I was dying to meet him at a con, just so I can kneel before Zod. Going back to our pin from Skeleton Crew of kneel before Jod.
Yep.
I do remember as a kid going, I do not understand what's going on here.
Yeah, this was
I thought this
a
was
lot
Superman. What?
of cerebral. That's why, like, when I think of this movie, this part doesn't like it doesn't. I remember it happened, but when I'm like, oh, the movie starts in like Kansas, basically,
Right.
is what my head canon is from when I was a kid. Where this was too much like politics or whatever, and then it didn't really apply directly. Although when they came out with the next movie, it was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this
one
is
thing you could say about the gun version is that he flat out said there's been so many incarnations of the origin that he just wanted to start like mid story wise, as opposed to
Well, that makes
showing
sense.
the baby.
They sort of done that with some of the more recent Spider-Mans.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do we have to see Uncle Ben die?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
all of them. Chancellor Valorum's pissed.
Yep.
Well, he got voted down from from the Imperial Senate, so
Yeah, that'll piss off anybody. Uh-oh.
no confidence,
Yep. That'll do it. Look at that. Just opening up the dome. That's a big dome. But there's a lot of grain in this shot. If it was Alien, I feel like they would have got rid of it. But time to go.
Yep. Not a lot in the way of special effects, but it is a mind trip.
Yeah,
It is a
yeah.
I always want to know that when the dome opens, how the hell does that beam of light still emanate in space?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Uh-oh. Oh no, they're trapped in that glass thing. Bye-bye.
Do you ever see the cosplay when someone did three of them, but got the big bag, like a duvet
It was like
cover
a
come out of?
Dragon Con or somewhere they
Oh.
debuted that a few years ago, where 3 cosplayers that look exactly like those 3 cast members.
And when those big bags had a duvet cover come in, and it just basically put it over their head.
They had it was like a plastic with a frame thing, and they could hold it up like they're inside of it.
Krypton actually was a suburb of Hoth. It's funny how the way they got them out of the Phantom Zone was a nuclear vessel.
Right.
The way they shot these costumes reminds me a lot of Tron.
Yeah, there's a lot of the use of light
Yeah,
in the
weird exposure thing.
Yeah, they give it that either futuristic or otherworldly technological type of feel clothing.
Marlon Brando with that head of gray hair always sort of confused me because
Yeah, he's got a nice coif.
used to seeing him as like a rebel on his motorcycle and very much dark hair.
But also, if you look at those outfits, I mean, it looks like they got like tin foil.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
The light off of it.
Very crackly. His S looks like it's made out of like sequins or something. Weirdly sparkly. I scored some Stranger Things mini Doritos when I was out.
Oh, nice.
On Sunday, they did a thing called Ciclavia, which is like a bicycle takeover in part of Hollywood area on Melrose. And it was Stranger Things themed. I'm sure they got a lot of money from Stranger Things.
I actually started, before this, I started watching season 5, and I paused it.
Oh, yeah, I saw a post, they just put the name Stranger Things. I was like, oh, yeah, does that drop today? It's only part of the final season.
That dropped, and also, if you remember back in the 90s, there was the Beatle anthology documentary that came out.
I saw your post about that.
So they did a re-edit and added more scenes to it for 2025, and they released the first 3 episodes this morning.
Oh, okay,
cool.
That's I saw.
So
Advertise. That's cool.
I was actually texting with friends from high school that watched it with me when it was first released. And I'm like, this is just a trip, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But now I'm excited about Stranger Things, you know. I really enjoyed the last episode of season 4, so I'm very excited.
I did too.
The piggyback, as they called it.
Actually, what I don't like is how 5 seasons took 10 years.
Well,
that's the norm nowadays. So
it should have been 11.
There you go. That would have really sealed the deal.
I actually watched a behind the scenes on Netflix of the Broadway show and how it relates to the show as well as season 5. So I'm very intrigued by it. Not that I would spend any money on Broadway, but let's talk about the fact that Faye Dunaway is playing his mother.
Yeah, again, I said this cast is stacked.
Yeah, it is.
I saw a picture the other day from the prop store, and they're auctioning off actually the model of this crystal sphere that he's set with.
That's fascinating.
That's
I mean, with Stranger, I'm so excited about Stranger Things. Although it was a show I came to late. Sarah watched it. I wasn't quite sure what to think about it. I was worried it's going to be something really cheesy about the 80s. They did it extremely well to bring the nostalgia factor into it. But you had COVID in the middle of it. You had the strikes and
right.
I've been impressed on how they've adjusted to kids growing up. And
well, yeah, they're all of age at this point.
Yeah, having to mature. So I'm very, very excited for this season.
Well, I already said to Amanda, I'm like, yeah, I'll be up late tonight because once we finish this, I'm going to watch the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things.
I'll probably do something similar since I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So get in the binge watching over the weekend. I have a reservation for some Disneyland park called Disneyland. that tomorrow that I'm considering canceling tonight, but checking to see if they're available again tomorrow if I decide to go, because I won't be doing a lot otherwise.
Are you going to be seeing any relatives at all, Jeff? Or?
No, my brother and my aunt did sort of a pre-Thanksgiving thing on Friday, and I couldn't make it. And those are the only two relatives I have that live in Southern California anymore. So
Right.
everybody else is far away.
I understand.
So used to be a big old group, and now it's like it's dwindled. But they all do their own thing. So.
What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving?
Well, it's very quiet for here. I mean, Ian, our oldest, is home from college for his break, so
nice.
So it's nice to have him and have a full house here. So it'll. I mean, we're not actually even planning the whole big, turkey. We're going non-traditional. We're gonna do German. We're gonna do some schnitzel and some spätzle, and
that's always fun.
Yeah. So it's last year we did something similar too. Where we
Is that stuff you guys became familiar with while you were deployed, and were like, this is like a really cool option, or is it just like a random idea?
It's some of both. It is interesting to be when you are deployed or you're living overseas and they don't celebrate the holiday. It's a great time to travel because your kids, if they're going to DoD schools, are out of school. So
right.
You can go to places while the other kids are in. But it's interesting to try to explain this very American holiday to your neighbors. And it's just kind of fun to do it. I'm really the only one who likes the meal, all the fixings, the stuffings, the mashed potatoes. And so I'm the only one who's going to eat the leftovers, which is okay, but
right.
I don't need it for several weeks. So this is a fun way just to try something else. And
yeah, exactly. I was just thinking because, you're making do in a foreign land, as it were.
Definitely
things that would you normally be able to go and pick up, easily at the supermarket right now, wouldn't necessarily, or available in a diner or somewhere, isn't the same thing. So you have to sort of like, oh wait, we like doing this, and so we're going to continue it over from what we had done.
Oh, it was definitely very interesting, in England between like Thanksgiving but also Halloween, which is very much an Americanized holiday.
Very.
Which they adapted. Don't get me wrong.
They do both. Yeah, both when I was in Germany and England. Yeah, it was actually fun to watch watch the neighbor kids come onto the base to the base housing,
right?
And trick or treat because they loved it. It was. But yeah, it's fun.
Stuff like that when it's new to somebody too.
I actually went to a celebration of Guy Fawkes Day when I was over there. So that was actually kind of cool to see.
That's fun. November 5th. Yeah.
Storm the Capitol.
Well, so I remember I went to like a family, a friend of my dad's, they had a big, in their town, they had a big pyre for it. So I got to experience that. And that was like having like, we have like a county fair.
That's actually a good, that's a good analogy. I remember the year that we went, and took the kids out with it. It was really cold that night.
Right.
And, but you're in a big open field. There's some food trucks. There's, kids with various light up toys running around. And then they light up the bonfire and it's massive.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, now I'm way too hot. Let me keep.
See, this is all freaky stuff that I don't like. When I think of this movie, I don't think of this part.
Right.
And there goes the Death Star.
I want to hear the background.
Exactly. I always thought the choice of the ship design, as it were, this little star thing, was kind of odd. But it goes well with the Fortress of Solitude kind of design.
I mean, what is it going to be like, Grogu's pram? Like, that'd be too obvious.
be like the escape pod that C-3PO and R2-D2 were in.
Hmm.
It'll be the egg that Mork came to.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Now I'm
man.
aging us again.
Oh man. But it is, I mean, when you think of it, almost feels like they had the Fortress of Solitude in mind first, and then almost back to design to get to Krypton, so it has that linear connection. The very
Right.
crystal-like, those type of lines, that
Very sort of
cold planet, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That snow kind of element
Mhm.
involved, or frozen element, whatever.
I want to see if they go
Let it go.
supernova in the special edition version of the explosion of Krypton.
Mm.
You'd think there would be some kind of updated thing to that, because that explosion was very kind of lackluster compared to
That was V1 Death Star explosion.
Yeah.
yeah, almost exactly, really.
That's what I'm saying. You need that nebulous supernova
Right.
ring.
Oh no, his ship's shriveling up. Burning up in the atmosphere. I like how it took a left. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a space GPS. Is making
Yeah, like hone in on
I
the.
need to go to cornfield.
Kents, yes. Find the Kents. Land near them. Don't spill that milk, Jug. They rolled the window down. Oh, I guess. Okay, never mind. Got to get. That's an old school door if you have to roll the window down. To
Right.
open it. Oh no, we got.
I know that the kid who played the young Clark, the baby, was on a con circuit, and he gets the same questions like Aiden Barton. So what do you remember? I don't remember a thing. I can't.
Was I in a movie? One thing that I always kind of felt was off on this was it seemed to me that they were a little full frontal. That they were a little older than maybe they should have been.
Right.
And nowadays they probably would have de-aged them for like scenes like this, you know, by like 10 years or something. And then let them be their normal self.
Well, the thing is, like the gun version, they made them very rural, podunky, like looks, as opposed to, you know, maybe just, you know, simple farmers. They're
They were more hillbilly.
yeah.
Yeah. There's some subtext too, a little bit, with them being older, not having their own kids. You know, it's not explicit, but maybe they just couldn't, despite wanting to, and so it motivates. You know, Martha, we want to keep. You know, this is now our boy.
Right.
Right. We had a different type of connection to him ultimately at that point. He's pretty big for a baby, Martha.
Well, he kind of grew in the.
He does, yeah, he does grow a little bit in the.
Not like hot Aunt May. Well, you know.
Oh man.
You got you know, Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei, you can't live up to that. They're like, okay, we got ourselves a human Jack.
No, Clark.
I can't see how 15 years later, 20 years later, well, 17 years later, whatever this is, nobody knew. You'd think that people would have spotted him doing out of the ordinary things quite a bit by this time. especially since there's nobody. I mean, it's such a small town kind of thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. The whole identity is always an interesting thing with Superman. You know, I put some glasses on, no one can tell.
Well, that's what they sort of addressed in the new one, was that those glasses actually have an effect on people, where they're like, you know, they're mind control glasses or something along those lines. Hypno glasses. That's it.
But it's funny because like, you know, that was like the stupidest, like, for years, you know, we talked about, you know, it's like it should be a pair of glasses separating Clark Kent from Superman.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that? And they can be like, you know, you could push that to, like, for example, you know, when in Last Jedi, when Luke is on the Falcon and he runs into R2, he finally says,
"Look at that! Somebody saw that." Sorry.
He finally says to R2, "Watch the language."
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we've known for years that, you know, he cursed his head off. Like,
exactly. That he cusses so much they have to beep him,
and they've got to beep him out all the time.
See, like, who on somebody on that train saw some kid running all weird next to the track. Look at the way he's running; looks so funny. And brought it up to somebody that is in like some sort of position of power, and it became a thing. It's so dummy. Like, he has to run on the road. He could have just ran across the grass just as easily, and then do the scary move. But anyways,
that car has like the family truckster type of walls on the side doors.
I will say Christopher Reeves does a pretty good job of his physicality being very different, obviously, when he's Superman versus when he's Clark Kent. I mean, the hair is a little bit different, but just his mannerisms also.
Can we also say the fact that he got into shape by working out with David Prowse?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Right.
So there was somebody had broken down some elements of this movie and talked about how Chris's sort of body language alludes a lot to what if he's Clark or if he's Superman, and you can see that in certain scenes where he sort of changes, like when he wants to tell Lois, spoiler alert, that he's Superman.
Right.
So
I think the best scene, honestly, okay, I know he's trying to do that one, you know, later on, the spoiler alert. My favorite one is of trying to tell their secret identity is when Bruce Wayne goes to visit Vicky Vale, and she goes to the other room, and he's like, he can't see it in front of her.
He's like frustrated.
She's like, "Oh my God, you're married."
Right.
Oh.
No.
But they definitely did a good job with the casting of this movie, because having some of these people with such gravitas adds to the movie overall, regardless.
I just noticed he's wearing Chuck Taylors.
Huh. Not running shoes, that's for sure.
They're definitely not running shoes.
Considered basketball shoes, even though they're more like deck shoes.
I have a pair, and I rarely wear them at all, just because I used to wear them all the time, obviously, back in the 90s. But it's just not comfortable anymore.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I was never into the Chucks, but I respected them.
I had multiple colors, multiple pairs. I had a pair of wool ones.
Wool?
Wool.
I have some corduroy Vans. Not quite wool, but similar, I guess. What are you doing lying down out there, Jonathan?
Mm.
Why didn't Superman hear him like having a heart attack? He probably could hurt his heart. What's wrong with you, funny wig guy? That's definitely like a prelude to the 80s like hairstyle.
Then the bowl cut. Speaking of Stranger Things, like Will's haircut in the first 12 seasons.
That was more of a 70s thing for sure.
Yeah. You got blue suede shoes there, Dave.
Blue suede airwalks.
Uh-oh.
It's an interesting cemetery. It's like every plot is different. Different headstones, different configuration. You're like that other Superman who could have ran out and saved his dad when the storm was coming, but just stood underneath the thing and didn't.
Right.
Damn Supermans.
Look at Crypto.
Hey, where's your dog at?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm poking the bear with Dave right now.
Dave loves Crypto. He really loves that James Gunn decided to make him a dog breed more like his own dog.
I mean, come on. Look at Filoni. He made the Howlers like wolfies.
But the Howlers, were they an established thing?
No, I don't think so at that time.
So that's the difference, I think, part of it. He's making up as he goes. He can do what he wants to.
Okay, so yeah, Costner was pretty good. My issue with these smaller characters or supporting characters is when they get like a really known, established actor to play them.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was feeling that way when Liam Neeson got cast into as Qui-Gon.
Interesting.
I thought they were. He wasn't even that established at that point, but
Michael Caine as Alfred.
Oh,
like,
that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of like what they're, and even going to Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. It's like Oscar-winning actress is now. Though
That shows you the evolution of the comic book movie, though. So,
though I did notice this is that after a lot of people won Oscars, their next film ended up being like an Adam Sandler movie. Like you had Kathy Bates. Her next movie was Waterboy. You had Sean Astin, who won an Oscar with the Lord of the Rings. His next movie was 50 First Dates. It's like you can only go down from
right.
You don't know when they shot those, though. Those all could have been in the can.
I know that, but it's release. For the release is what matters.
They won for. Yeah, release dates is very different than when things were actually produced. This is so weird. It's such a weird way to keep this just loose in a hole with a blanket over it.
Right.
You should put
it in a box and
bury it. Barn doors on it or something of the nature, like a fall. Put it in a
safe. Put it in a refrigerator.
Sarah's like, this is why you don't clean it out.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're gonna find.
Well, if you put a blanket down in the middle of a barn, you or the horse is going to be walking over it.
Yeah, it's like, who's going to fall in that hole? Fall onto the kryptonite. And shouldn't that have, like, affected him?
Yeah, I was just wondering with the green crystal, if that was actually kryptonite. Or maybe it was pure.
Yeah, it's an interesting color choice because you see him when he puts the
kryptonite.
Yeah, the green one in. It's like, is it part of Krypton?
Yeah, why is it different than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have tar, which turns him evil.
Right.
The one ingredient is freaking tar that turns him evil.
Fossil fuels will do that.
Dave. Yeah, I mean, one of the challenges, and this is true of all movies, is when you've got really big name stars, especially when they're more supporting cast, is can you see past their own stardom to the character?
Yeah, sometimes it's distracting.
That's exactly what I was talking about. When you have like a role like an Alfred or Aunt May, it's kind of like they're not going to be on screen that long. Did you really need to pay that much money to get that star power for a 5-minute role? Is it worth a cameo?
I did like the pivot to Aunt May though, so I'm not going to argue with that one.
No, I get it, but the fact is that when you first see her, in Civil War, you have so many other actors in that movie that you're like, okay, do you really need Marissa Tomei to show up?
Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Kane kicked ass because he worked well with Christian Bale, who was a phenomenal Batman and a phenomenal Bruce Wayne.
Agreed.
We can have a very interesting conversation about
John Williams score here.
Who was a better Clark Kent than a better Superman, a better Bruce Wayne than he was a better Batman. Like Clooney was a better Bruce Wayne than he was a better Batman. Definitely.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that.
I thought Kilmer. I enjoyed Kilmer. Like I thought.
I love Kilmer.
Yeah.
I mean, how over the top that movie is, and perhaps some of the wardrobe choices needed to be relooked at. But I maybe it was the time of my life with college, but. Yeah.
No, I mean, Amanda and I will watch obviously 89, but we'll skip over Returns and go right to Forever.
Yeah.
And then, Batman and Robin is like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull of Rocky V. I love that series.
Nipplegate.
Yep.
That's an insult to Crystal Skull.
Well, before Crystal Skull, it was Rocky V.
Right, yeah.
So, why is he traversing the landscape as opposed to like just jumping or flying from one point to another?
I think he's trying to play.
He knows he can jump. Like he's in the middle of nowhere. Like he didn't need to hide it from anybody. Maybe he's worried he's going to fall in the cold water. Whoop.
Yeah. It is an interesting question. I mean, because part of this...
And also that has got to be kryptonite. How is that not kryptonite?
It's got to look.
Okay. So to take a cue from another 80s movie that I absolutely love called Spies Like Us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When they went to... they at least knew to bring... like clothing and jackets and he's going to Antarctica in like a flannel lined jacket and a pair of jeans.
Right.
It's like
wearing denim.
Yeah. It's like be a little bit realistic here, By the way, Spies Like Us, if anybody's not watched that movie, that is definitely a movie that I'm thankful for.
Yeah, put it on your list.
I have quoted Doctor in so many places when people are shaking hands. If people are not getting that reference, like, oh, it's a great film. It's such a great cast, and Frank Oz is in it. Like,
did he direct that?
Yep, he directed it, and he was also the
made a cameo.
Dave says Canadian tuxedo.
That's it. Some denim shirt and a denims.
Yeah, I think there's there's a question right now with Clark is how much is he in tune with his superpowers, right? He's since he's in denim and in a fleece jacket, he's obviously not. He's a bit impervious to the cold.
Right.
He walked the entire way there, so
Yeah, and
without
walked. He
breaking
could have
sweat.
ran.
Yeah,
Even Rogue didn't walk when she in the first X-Men.
yeah. I mean, he's questioned because he knows it. He obviously has powers beyond,
Right.
Because that was his lament that he couldn't save his father, but he's clearly not in tune with everything, and that's what we're going to see. This whole scene sort of sets up that transformation.
Well, yeah, it has to be his evolution. Sort of.
Because
But also he gets way older all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do a time jump.
He would have done what he did for Lois later on. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It reversed the polarity of the Earth spinning.
Yep. Had him heart attack.
Yeah, yeah.
This is such an interesting contraption. I was like, are those a bunch of bongs? What is that? Pneumatic tubes.
Yeah.
Some sort of chemistry set. What's going on over here?
It is such a wacky design when you think it's alien technology that's beyond your own, but it's crystals and tubes.
He's definitely trying to find himself here.
So he took a right at
Albuquerque.
Exactly. And the crystal,
Cucamonga.
yeah, set up like all these.
That was a weird transition. They definitely could update this stuff. And it means nothing to us, but in Earth time, 18 years are very important. Yeah, see, the Jarrell stuff that I always remember is more of this, the projection stuff, than I do of the actually on Krypton. That always slips my mind when I think of this movie.
Well, it was this speech.
Yeah.
Well, that too, but
that was utilized in the other Superman movie.
I think I was, like I said, it was more like that was this weird political thing going on, and then all of a sudden the baby goes to Earth, and that's where I locked in and was like, okay. They're doing multiple versions of this. Now you need to go mate with all the girlies and kill everybody on Earth. Do that real quick.
JB hasn't watched yet.
Oh, sorry. Uh-oh. Is that a planetarium show now?
Well, and this is, we are reminded a little bit of the intros, right?
Definitely.
The way that they were pulled through, and now we're connecting that piece to the movie in this storytelling, this AI storytelling.
No.
Yeah.
It's Chat GPT right here.
Yeah. Damn red Krypton, son. This year tells you how long he's going to be sitting there listening to Pops talk. Study the crystals.
Yeah, that'll have a different meaning if it's out of context.
Right.
It's also, he said he sent them along but all that stuff like grew out of the ice.
Hmm.
Were those like embedded in that green one?
Yeah, it's the catalyst, right? It's the
Everything's like sprouted from that. Literally. They're not really a bunch of assholes. They're kind of good. Look at that Crystal Brando face.
I remember that freaking me out as a kid. What just happened?
And it's been 40 years, and now he's like in his late 20s. Whoosh. What's interesting here is that he decided to go to Metropolis rather than going back to
Kansas.
Kansas.
Well, he needed to get money to send back to Ma.
That's well. He could plow fields by himself and make money that way, I'm sure. It's an interesting shot here with through the camera lens thing.
Yeah, I like the fact that we're introduced to the Daily Planet through Jimmy.
This is my favorite Jimmy out of all of them.
Oh yeah, he is the best Jimmy. The new Jimmy was more annoying, I felt.
So if Gotham's supposed to be New York, what's Metropolis supposed to be, like Chicago or LA?
I think it's a combination of Chicago and New York, but it's definitely not like straight up like Gotham is totally New York.
Right.
So much so that they use that moniker.
And hello, in 1989, they had freaking Ed Koch in it.
That's
He was
true.
the mayor of New York.
It wasn't really Ed Koch. It was like a very close looking actor, but
No, it was Ed Koch. I'm telling
Was
you.
it?
It was absolutely Ed Koch. Billy
it
D.
was-
Williams even talked about it.
I think it was based on Ed Koch.
Margot was also my favorite, Lois.
Oh yeah, she set the bar.
There's like the toughness as well as the the attractiveness.
$40 a week. What a bargain.
Right.
So the connection between Ed Koch and Batman is the actor Lee Wallace, who played the Gotham City mayor in the 89 film Batman and bore a strong resemblance to the New York City mayor.
Okay.
Ed Koch. So I knew he was close, but he wasn't quite. But he definitely played it as Koch. So
Yeah. My bad. I'm sorry.
no. I knew it was the other way, though. I remember seeing something or checking the credits or something one of the times I had seen it recently. I was like, he looks pretty much like him, but not quite. It's funny how his doors to his office are like swinging doors. It works really well for this scene with them going in and out, but it's like, it doesn't seem like practical for the two big swinging doors. Cleveland. Metropolis is based on Cleveland originally, but is most often New York, with Gotham being more like in Jersey. Oh, weird.
That's interesting. kids, there's this magic thing called a typewriter.
Yeah.
It's like a computer. There's no screen.
And there's no undo.
Right.
And you try they released the tape that that you can back up and try to take some of that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the correction tape.
Never worked.
Look at Clark's hat getting squished. He is very nebbishy for being such a big, literal physical presence. Swell. Ow. He would have just shredded that doorway.
Yeah.
Like, not even trying.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. He almost got his hand caught in there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. See, Superman should have caught that guy. Trying to steal an apple. I always thought that was such a trippy perspective. So this kind of very comic booky with the only seeing the guy's hands and the gun. Oh. Ugh. Nah. That's not how you endear yourself to your fellow reporter. Nah.
Breaking the fourth wall. Love it.
Wild guess. Mr. Luthor.
Ned Bayou's so good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's very cartoony for sure, so he worked really well.
Otisburg, it's a tiny little place.
Nah.
I also love with that map that people didn't realize, like the Testmacher Peaks.
No, yeah. That whole layer is one of my favorite things about this movie.
It's like, how do they get that underneath the streets of Gotham? I mean, of Metropolis.
And then part of it's got water in it to make it like a pool. And oh, spoiler alert. A lot of fun. Stupid New York cops. It's amazing how little that building has changed. Smoking cars. Yep. Don't have that anymore. Why would you put the smoking cars forward? Then the smoke blows back to everybody behind them. Should be like the last car is a smoking car. Smoke in the caboose. There's a lot of free access to the tracks in this particular station.
Right?
I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be Grand Central. It looks like it was filmed in Grand Central because of those windows.
Yeah. Wow. That's an amazing setup for that door. This reminds me like of an old Disney movie like Dumbo. The music,
Yeah.
the score is very kind of cartoony. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Click. Oh, no. Damn, get out of there, son. Ugh. Dunzo.
Do.
Wow. Harry dead, son.
Yep.
Only thing left of him is his hat. He's got a pretty good setup for late 70s there with that big screen.
Yep. Where how the bulb is in the back of his mirror.
These are some big sets of these interiors that they have here. I like how Gene's his version of Luthor almost has his own spit curl going.
Yeah.
Mr. Luthor.
Definitely a character. I actually pulled this out for this. I have a Tessmacher.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
She's definitely better than Tessmacher from the James Gunn movie.
It's official.
Well, thanks everybody who are watching with us.
Yes.
Such a great Great film, and we're actually we're actually working on trying to bring before the end of the year a couple of our friends back to watch episodes of their properties with them. So stay tuned. So we might have some good watch-alongs coming up.
It's interesting how we're already an hour into the movie before we really even get a glimpse into good old Lex here.
Yeah, I mean, we only see a very glimpse of the suit. No real big action yet.
Yeah, we're
except for the destruction of Krypton. It's a slow burn. And I remember having a problem with that when I was a kid. Yeah. It's like, I want to get to the flying. Come on.
Pick up the pace.
Let's catch a helicopter. But I like the story building now that I'm.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate a lot more now. Yep, yeah, love it.
You get a feel for the whole office and everybody else involved. Such a weird door setup on his office. Is that how that works?
Your new empire.
Yeah, I love how he's just following her.
This is also the best Perry White.
Oh yeah, he's a great Perry White. It always amazed me when I saw this movie that he was a member of our gang. I was like,
which one was he?
One of them kids that wore them old clothes. Oh. I forget. But he was definitely one of the rascals. That's pretty sweet. Catch you with some a helicopter ride. Jackie Cooper. What did he play in Little Rascals? Jackie or something was his character's name. Yeah, Jackie. A member of our gang from 1929 to 1931.
Insane.
He was the tough kid.
So they also announced today that Thomas Newman, who did the soundtrack for Shawshank Redemption and Wall-E, will compose Starfighter.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Uh-oh.
That is pretty cool.
This always freaked me out. Like, I want to take a ride in a helicopter. Well, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Still kind of freaks me out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it freaks me out when I go on a puddle jumper.
No. Free hat.
You're right.
That would be pretty freaky, though, I have to say. Hanging off the side of a building.
Yeah, that. I'm not a big fan of heights to begin with.
That door might have, you'd hope would stay. Yeah, pull on that cord. That door totally just was like, I'm going to open. Never mind. You don't need me. Yeah, we're not quite to that point yet, but yes.
I thought you were watching, Dave.
One of the best lines.
He's probably just remembering based on what we were talking about.
Yep.
Uh-oh. There's a free hat.
Not watching.
Sure took him a long time to figure out what was going on there. I love the look at them newfangled phone booths.
The phone, yeah, the non-phone phone booth. Yeah, great.
Did that say Hotel Vandalay? That was like Vandalure. You know you're a cool superhero when you've impressed the pimps.
Yep.
Oh, no. Here comes Dave's line.
Yep.
Who's got you? You could. Oh, oh no. He's just like, I'm gonna fly straight at it.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
and the
dun,
music is
dun, 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 dun.
finally get
Another thing I noticed, the ambulance looks like Ecto 1.
Yeah, it's that old school style.
And no one saw him running across the street and opening his shirt up.
They're all
looking
the
up.
other way. Yep. Here's your broken helicopter. Oh yeah, with your half-dead pilot. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched that interview today about the 40th anniversary of Clue.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
With Leslie Ann Warman and Colleen Camp. It's pretty awesome. That was a movie that was contender for movies we're thankful for this year.
Mm. We'd have to watch all the endings, though.
I know. That's fine.
It is. Such a great movie.
I remember going to see it in the theaters, and you either went to Clue A, B, or C, and that was how you differentiated the different endings.
Oh, that's funny.
I was gonna see it a couple weeks last weekend. But I ended up going to see a concert instead. But they were going to show two of the endings, which is funny because why not just show all three?
Right.
Well, the DVD has all three.
I love this. It's like a twist on the whole. The twist on the whole, like Batman climbing up the wall in the Batman 66
right
thing with Him just standing there.
Something wrong with the elevator?
Need a snack.
Take him away. Uh-oh. Man, those lights are definitely not low profile.
No, they are not.
Those things are massive. Wow, wow. Oh. Got a getaway boat. That's pretty slick.
Got the car chase, shootout, a boat.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
Right.
we have a lot of car chases here in LA. That end up on the news, and so you watch them.
Yeah.
And I was watching one, and they drove down a street parallel to where I live, a few blocks away, and made a turn. And I was like, okay, they're gonna go over this way, and then made another turn. I'm like, okay, they're running out of options. And then they went down towards the beach and ended up turning into where the marina is. And I was like, okay, they're screwed. And they drove like onto the like access road next to the boat docks in the marina, and then ran out of places to drive. And the guy decided to jump in the water and try to swim. And immediately a sheriff's boat was like right next to him. It was so
That's
lame.
awesome.
Like, you guys are idiots. Big bluebird. So even the character actors like this, this one police officer I've seen in a million things since then. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Bringing the whole boat.
Just put the boat right there.
Dude, that's going to cost us hundreds of thousands, no, at least thousands to move that boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's a burden on the city, Superman. This is so dumb. Just like randomly encounter a little girl with a cat.
You got to rescue the cat.
He's like barely up in the tree.
No one believes the kids.
I love this. This is so 70s. Bam! Smack that little girl for lying. Keep those lies to yourself, kids. See, Lois should have asked him for a ride to the airport, but after he rescued her. Oh no!
Right?
Lost power. We lost it. Mayday. It's Air Force One. Of course, the president's on board. I would say most of the time when it's in the air, he's on board.
Yeah.
Notify them that the president's on board. And the other thing is that plane's designed to run with 3 engines. It wouldn't have freaked out that much. I mean, it would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been like.
You see, shoot Air Force One with Harrison Ford.
Get off my plane, Superman.
That was a good movie.
It was something.
This is what drives pilots to drinking right here. He's been having a lot of giving a lot of help with aircraft. Fantastic hoax. Look at those TVs. Amazing TVs. Look at that. I love that pool. That was like something I was fascinated by.
Yeah.
And then he's got the projections in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this whole setup. I mean, don't really have a window view, but
Yeah, well, 200 feet underground, like Miss Tessmacher mentioned earlier. One of those mannequin head things looks sort of like Brando there.
We'd be
I wonder-
surprised.
Yeah, it was probably something they used to make something for his scenes.
You know, Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah. The swimming cap. We need to bring those back. Keep your hair dry when you go swimming. Don't keep your robe dry, though. Whoops. Death and taxes. I'm smart. Yeah.
No one noticed that freaking Lex's robe is half in the water.
Yeah, well, he noticed.
Otis
like-
is like socks and Birkenstocks in the water.
right.
Stylish. Well, that's why Lex says that at the end. Like, wait till I get out of the pool. Get out of here. All right, I gotta go to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Not a problem. It's always funny with Clark Kent and Peter Parker are always trying to keep the story straight about their alter egos.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, how do you know? Just a hunch or whatever. Like,
Right. Just an idea, maybe.
right.
No insight.
What's his favorite ball team? It looked like Clark was about to answer. What was the first movie you ever saw in the theater?
That's a good question, actually. I have a memory of it possibly being Empire,
Okay.
but I definitely remember. I saw some Disney movies like The Fox and the Hound when I was a kid and theater. I remember my parents taking me that. Jedi was a big deal. But I was definitely one of those kids where a lot of the movies was TV first, right? For the longest time, Superman being one of them.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you recall the first movie you went to by yourself?
Oh. You mentioned, I'm trying to think if I went with friends to Batman 89. Is that the same year that The Last Crusade came out?
I will look it up.
I want to say it is. I remember going to that with my dad and brother, but I remember going, I think, just with friends to Batman.
'89.
Yeah, I mean that summer. I think it was also the same summer Ghostbusters 2 came out because I think we saw all three of those movies. That was a big year for action.
Last Crusade's actually my favorite of the indie movies.
It's mine too.
The Sean Connery factor adds a lot.
It just yeah. You bring that character and he plays him so well. It connects a lot of it. I'm actually one. I don't mind the later movies.
Sure.
I think I like some of the storytelling of it. I like the character getting older and having to deal with those aspects of life. But yeah, the Last Crusade again is probably my favorite. This year since Jaws was a staple in my house because it was a movie I could never watch as a kid because I was too frightened of it. Finally, I became obsessed with it in high school and college. Saw all the bad sequels, but then with the 50th anniversary around here, they brought it to the theaters. So seeing it on the big screen for the first time was awesome.
Would you have done they showed it like and you're sitting on a raft in the water watching it?
No, absolutely not. No. I saw that too. I saw that advertisement. No.
That just freaked me out.
It would. Yeah. My mind would start and just it took me a long time because I'm from the Midwest, so and we live next to Lake Michigan when I was a kid. You don't really swim in it. I mean, there are places, and I do remember it, but it's cold.
Right. I
wasn't in the ocean until I was an adult, and I remember the first time I was swimming in the Mediterranean, thinking to myself, I'm lunch for.
Jeff, if you had an option to go to one of those shows of Jaws, but you had to sit in one of those rafts to watch it in the water, would you have done it?
I've considered those because they have them around, and it's like I could do it like if it was a big like Olympic-sized pool or something. But if it was anything associated with any wildlife at all, I'm done. No thanks. I don't need it to be a turtle or a fish swim by my foot or a frog. I would freak the hell out. But I always thought it was kind of a fun idea, especially for Jaws.
Yeah. Yeah. It's talk about watching with all your senses.
That would give you a different mindset, I'm sure. I always thought it was so like naughty that he told her underwear color. Well, actually, that she asked first of all. But,
This version of Lois is very feral.
It was the 70s, so
Yeah.
it's a very it was sort of a time of awakening for like women's lib and stuff, so she's not the damsel in distress as much. And also Star Wars had just come out, sort of
Right.
setting that precedent with our lovely princess.
Of course.
Oh, is that the Twin Towers in Metropolis? It kind of looks like it. Not quite. Just two big buildings.
But yeah, you look at this. You got like Princess Leia and
I think it was the Twin Towers.
And Lois Lane as the two major ingenues that particular time period. It was kind of
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting thinking about the movies that were coming out in the mid to late 70s, and they became pivotal into how we watch movies and develop characters today.
Yeah, and you know, the different archetype for like the heroines and stuff. So Metropolis has a Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty, right?
I always thought this was such a trip with them above the clouds. And now that, you know, I think about it, it seems like such an easy shot to actually get. Because they're just, you know, doing their wire work or whatever, and then let's fill the sound stage with fake smoke or whatever, fog. And here we go. Now, this whole thing with her actually not being like just fully clutching on his ass, I would be freaking the hell out. Like you said, being afraid of heights. Although this particular thing that they're doing, because they're above the clouds, kind of gives them a floor, so it might not feel as freaky.
What really bothers me is the fact that they're trying to make this fictitious, you know, city, and yet they put like historical,
huge landmarks
in there. It's like, how can you say it's not that city now?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you just showed something that's inherent to one specific place. How are you trying to claim it's not definitely that one specific place?
Yeah.
When they go through the clouds and you see the moon right there, I kind of wanted like the bat wing
to come across, you know?
Yeah. Or even to do the symbol, you know how it does
drop up into the moon. This always weirded me out with the whole her thoughts thing.
Yeah.
I think it went with the whole song, Can You Read My Mind? So.
Okay.
It's a beautiful piece.
Love theme of Superband.
Yeah.
Give me the love theme.
I appreciate it more now that I'm older, but my young self was like, just let's get past this part.
Yeah.
Let's get to the
exactly. Other elements that I disassociated with the movie when I was younger because I mean, this is flying, it's cool, but it's like this love story element evolving or whatever. And her whole, like, for some reason I get like drunk vibes from her.
When she falls through the clouds, that would be a great Butterfingers commercial. That documentary about Christopher Reeves, if you have an opportunity to watch it, is absolutely brilliant.
Is it?
Yeah, Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I saw it in the theater when they did the run. I guess for Oscar consideration or something. She's got a pretty slick apartment for the middle of New York. Penthouse, garden,
To the event
patio area.
cost today.
Oh,
What's that?
God. Yeah, right.
What would it cost today, Jeff?
Oh my God, that's what I mean. Even then, it was probably like, I'm sure there was New Yorkers going, that would be you couldn't pay for that on a reporter's salary.
Right?
What a Superman. See, that right there shows you how fast he can do things.
Right.
When he goes from flying away to almost immediately knocking on the door, which kind of like, well, he could have done this or that or the other thing, or he does things really slowly when he could be doing them super quick. I mean, comparatively.
Well, it feels like that whole thing about what if she decides to drop down in Niagara Falls
Right.
through a point, you know?
Yeah, such an interesting scene from the
Yeah, there's a
second movie.
lot of odd choices there. See right there, he like straightens up to become more super when he thinks he's going to tell her, and then he's like, wait, on second thought.
Yeah,
Like-
change the pitch in your voice. Your
See right there, she wasn't even looking at him.
Mm-mm.
That's why his hypno glasses didn't work right there,
It's like
even though they were off.
How does it feel, baby?
It's a hell of a headline. It'd be great to get a copy of that paper.
That would be a neat collectible.
I have the USA Today from Back to Future 2. Framed.
Oh,
Those are fun. Yeah,
Actually, I had it signed by Michael.
that's cool.
But yeah, having those kind of newspapers are good. You know, just why not?
There was a meme about Ed O'Neill, and that ever since Al Bundy, he's used the same exact newspaper whenever they show him reading the paper, and all the like in that and in Modern Family and maybe other things, but definitely in Married with Children and Modern Family, always had the same paper. And considering that those shows, you know, runs were decades apart,
yeah.
shows you what the prop houses are capable of.
You know, it's funny. I just saw some pictures from the Revel. They're having one of their concerts, and
These sets are amazing.
it never looks as busy as it was for Bunta.
We couldn't move. It was so packed. I had to like rush it to the front to get the footage that I caught of Matt and Dave. Well, that was partially because they called their names 5 times before
they went on the
showed
back.
up. Yeah.
I know this is gonna be very bad.
Interesting timing. We were so like worried that they had left already, but they came through. That was pretty solid. So
yeah, no, and like Matt talked about it when we were in California, how they talked about it for days. And that's the kind of stuff that we try to we pull off with, like, you know, when we have a karaoke or a live band type of thing. Like when we in London, when we had Blues Harvest sing "Don't You Forget About Me" for us.
Yeah, that was fun. But it's when it's like sort of a weird natural thing that happens, like when Misty grabbed the second mic and jumped in on that Meatloaf song with AJ. That was an amazing thing to see happen as well.
And I'm working on one already for next year.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of a hint, we're going to hawk the Trek.
No,
With what we're doing.
Oh, let the fandoms mingle.
Yeah.
We have
There's enough crossover at this
tell you
point.
that right now that 2 of our guests can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
They go both ways.
Yes, Trek and Wars.
Well, there you go. It's like I said, there's no solid line like there used to be. When you have somebody like Shatner show up in Fanboys, and that
Right.
blurs the line even more.
That's like one thing that I love about Rebel Scum is the fact that we can have, obviously we're there for predominantly Star Wars, but you enjoy people's career and what they've done in other stuff, but it's an undertone to Star Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Lex is a millionaire genius with autonomous automobiles. What's he doing out there? Was that a Tesla he just crashed? Oh, just with a Christmas tree as camouflage.
That's his camo.
Larry Wilcox,
Oh.
a chest massage. Major Nelson, what are you doing? Gather round. Time to get perverted.
Yeah, there's always parts of these movies that don't quite age as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one in every crowd.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different time. He has 6'7" on his arm. What's up with that?
Don't get us started.
You gonna freak out?
Such a stupid thing. It means absolutely nothing.
And it's in no context most of the time, which is the stupid part.
Exactly. I mean, like, we threw a number back in '88. It was 69, dude. It was like
Yep.
the meaning behind it. The
I went
6-7
to
bullshit. It's just bullshit.
I went to the dispensary at lunch today, and the number they gave me was 66.
As
Which
they
has
should.
actually got some actual something behind it. See, there it is. Superman did it before it was cool. Whoops. Mr. Luthor.
This is the mastermind, and well,
Yep. He's only as capable as his subordinates. I love how he just jumps out from behind the wheel.
mm-hmm.
No big deal.
Besides the fact that the vehicle allows for that, like now, like if I tried doing it in my car, it wouldn't quite happen the same way. You go through a lot of costume changes right here. I forgot about this.
Automatic cars, large truck costumes.
I love how everybody that's involved has to like run to the front. None of them man their post or watch whatever it is that they're transporting. She's still dressed in the outfit
Yeah.
from earlier, but now she's doing crazy
Oops.
spelunking with a tool belt. I love how the rocket's got like part of it covered, but not all of it. Oh, there's a one of them things that Tony Stark built inside there. How far are we in? Hour 40. Yeah, Jesus. You almost killed this lady.
Eyes on the road.
What's weird about this is how hot Luthor is for, well, spoiler alert, to redirect the bombs to the space that then he's going to try to sell. It's like, wouldn't it all be radioactive? At least a lot of the coastline.
It's gorgeous.
His name's Walt, and he's building a new park. Don't tell anybody. Nah. Ooh. See, this is the part when he just mentioned that they broke in and stole part of a meteorite. And now he's doing this thing with the high-pitched noise. It's like he's done his homework.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the internet back then. How did he find all this stuff out so quickly? He found out about kryptonite, about the high-pitched thing.
Yep.
All this stuff. Kent, you're fired. Walking out on me. Some of these shots are amazing, like this whole thing with outside the window kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there he goes.
There he goes. Not gonna twice.
That I always hated that.
Yeah. How did that?
Why did he just like all of a sudden?
Yeah.
It should just morphs to a different suit. It's like from a suit to a super suit. At least show him do something, pull something off. Like,
where's my super suit?
but it just changed.
Best line in that movie.
They should have shown him, at least show him go behind something or something to make it more, well, believable. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a little bit of almost a magic trick to that.
Well, it's like that's like back to the, hypno glasses idea where it's like an illusion. He's gonna pull an Ahsoka right there. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Time to go down. No. You get the hell away from that door. I always like the tongue-in-cheek stuff. My attorney will be in touch with you. Freaky deaky.
Yep.
I love this whole thing with the map.
Yeah.
Surprised you haven't cleaned them cobwebs. This reminds me of Life of Chuck. There's this, they talk about something that happens in that movie and involves a piece of California going into the ocean or whatever.
I always wondered why Luther would always like give up his entire like plan.
Well, that's the historic
It's yeah.
evil clan giveaway thing. It's really a Bond thing.
It's a
isn't
Bond movie.
it? Otis Berg.
Yeah.
I can't even write. Those missiles are flying awfully close together for a long time. Oh, now they're splitting. Were they supposed to be flying together?
Yeah,
Is that
because
John Ratzenberger?
it's supposed to be the army and the navy.
Cliff Clavin is trying to stop nuclear missiles. Is that Norm next to him? Oh no,
Does look
that would
like
have been
Norm.
pretty fun. Yeah,
Well, wasn't Cliff Clavin like hanging out on Hoth anyway?
yeah. Well, Dave mentioned that earlier that Hoth and
Yep.
Krypton were nearby, and one thing they have in common is Cliff Clavin. No, he's on Earth. Yeah, there's a lot of yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And he wears way more wigs than Miss Tessmacher, which is kind of. Superman could have left and came back before they even realized it and fixed everything. But no. Yeah. Love this whole like baiting him into this thing.
Yeah.
He really did find out a lot about Superman.
Yep.
He did his homework.
Yeah,
Without the internet.
true. Again, he had to use microfiche.
No
Which-
chat GPT to help you out.
And the Dewey Decimal System.
Dewey Decimal System was probably heavily used. Uh-oh.
The Encyclopedia Britannica.
That's true.
He had the whole set.
Yep.
Why has that got like a chain hooked to it? Oh, because he's gonna put it around his neck.
He's
Never
gonna,
mind.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
That's right.
I'm like, was that like you didn't find it in the museum like that? That's actually kind of a cool accessory.
Yeah, pretty cool prop.
If you were doing a Superman cosplay, that would be a fun piece to wear. It would explain why you weren't actually super powered. That's such an amazing set.
Yeah.
And at times it looked like it was multiple sets, but it's like a massive set. Not anymore, miss. Well, now you've made her want to help the hero.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a horrible map. That's also a missing part.
Yeah.
It's missing the like half of New England.
It happens.
Just falls off the map. People forget about it. Quiet. Be quiet while you drown. Yeah. And your mom. Okay. Fuck Lois. She can die in a dirt hole. I mean, wait, I'll have to do something about that.
Just do.
It's always good to see them throw the well-endowed actress into a wearing white into a body of water.
Yeah, it happens. They don't think this stuff through, or do they?
It's intentional. Yeah. You could still do it. See more essay action going.
Mm-hmm.
So that was classic right there. The fact that it just sort of went away, but it's still around.
Yeah.
Mm. Can't get it on with the good guys. See, that's what he should have went down like that when he first went down instead of doing that twisty thing. Just like shoot down to where you're going. You don't need to do the exposition of drilling a hole. Army bird, Navy bird. It's always funny to see like early use of like graphics, like the map, like shitty ass vector version of a map, like way out of proportion. Yeah. Whoop. What the heck? That rocket's doing a lot of maneuvering. They usually just fly straight. Shouldn't be that low anyways, but that's beside the point.
Right. Yeah, there's some
Now it's going up. Oh. This is like the Falcon chase through the asteroid field. Like, let's manipulate these canyons and
this is where some of the creatives were. What can we get away with?
right.
What can we do? This would look cool. Okay.
Yeah. Let's try that.
Global thermonuclear war.
He knows who to blame. Cliff Clavin. Blame him. I'm disturbed by that map, really. They're just like, fuck Maine. You cut off everything, Vermont, New Hampshire, a little bit of Massachusetts.
Well, it's out for New Jersey, so.
Why do you save Jersey and not Southern California?
No.
Well, actually, it was more like.
Well, guess
Inland
what?
Empire.
His mom was there.
That's right.
Oh, that's the New Jersey one.
He
Yeah,
promised.
Right. That's right. Hackensack.
Because that's all she can get for her money.
Oh, no. That seems odd. I just drove away from that gas station and all of a sudden it's blowing up. Damn. There we go. They don't even say like the magnitude. They just say a major earthquake.
Major, yep.
It's like, why not say it's like a 9.0 or some crazy number? It's a quake. Watch out for them rocks. I've been on that train before. I would not want rocks to fall on me while I was on it. Ooh, smacky doodle. I love the Firebird pushes the bus over the edge. Watch out for that Pontiac. It's so weird. Him flying through the earth always weirds me out.
It is kind of a.
Did he end up in China?
He should have came from China and like pushed everything across. And like the most earthquake-worthy bridge, they have to show failing. Well, I wouldn't say the most earthquake-worthy, but I mean, high concentration.
We were just on it.
Just a minute ago. Yeah, how many times did we drive across that bridge over the weekend? 3, 4?
A couple of times.
At least a couple for sure.
Especially when we went out for dinner.
Here's another scene. I saw a still of this when I was Googling earlier. It's like the train doesn't even like pivot. Like you would think there would be some sort of rocking or something going over that weird uneven super surface.
That is definitely one of the more iconic like stills of this movie is him
holding on to
bridging the track. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Dude, you're dead. That shit would have happened so much faster than the way it is now. That one, watch it. Damn, yeah, you're not happy. Get out. Kid, go jump out to where the live electrical wires are. See, sometimes Superman takes his time where he should be like,
maybe a little,
asking if that guy's all right really wasn't necessary. He was being tended to regardless. You got to go help Jimmy. Jimmy. Dun, dun,
It's a lot of, there's a lot of effects going on.
I was just gonna say,
yeah,
a lot of miniature action with pyro and stuff, but some of that green screen or blue screen back then, in this scene particularly, was a little sketchy. Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere, Miss Lane's gonna be driving by any minute. Like you're literally in the middle of nowhere. Where that bridge is less in the middle of nowhere. I mean that bridge, that dam, where that dam is less in the middle of nowhere than where he just dropped you off. Her car is giving me General Lee vibes.
It does. It's
got that sort of similar body style. This whole thing has always bugged me. Like you could have gotten out of the car many times over, including now still. But then like this whole like freaky suffocation by dirt thing.
Would not be a good way to go.
Some of these shots of Superman cruising are pretty cool.
Cinematography is great.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, with like this big random rocks just sort of chilling. Oh, he pushed it. Okay, never mind. Why is that just doing that? Let's fill in the cavern.
You notice that it was just coincidental that Lois was like straddling the San Andreas fault line.
Yeah, the road she happened to be on just was like literally the middle of the fault. And again, like Superman's just hanging out waiting for, oh, that worked. I can hold off on screams from somebody getting sucked into the earth that I technically should be able to hear. It comes to the realization, like, oh, whoops, wait. This part is still freaky, very long.
It does go on for a while, right? Time the car gets sucked in, and then just the dirt.
Like her just agonizing in the.
I mean, it's supposed to. It's supposed to. That's the
right. This whole like reasoning behind what comes next.
Yeah.
He really has to have that motivation.
I mean, we as the audience know it's happening well before he does. You're like, come on, pay attention, man.
Get there quicker.
And he gets there just, you know.
Yeah, like literally split second too late.
It harkens back to the question of, you know, when he lost his father. I've got these powers, but I can't save somebody that I love. Right. So
not quick enough or whatever it is. That's also what sets him off right now. What's really a trip is this is like a long movie for this time, especially. You didn't have a lot of movies that were well over 2 hours like this. Sleeping Beauty action. You gonna wake her up?
No.
No, she's dead.
I always got like weird, like of Mice and Men vibes from that. Like he's being overly, well, not overly, but careful with the dead thing, kind of like Lenny with his pocket mice or whatever. Out in the middle of nowhere with a trash General Lee. It takes him so long to get to this point. I think the sound alone that he would generate would cause some massive, like, damage. This is freaky deaky.
Yeah.
It's like, screw you, Pop.
Right. Yeah. You're not to
the
interfere.
way that he's getting that vision or whatever is happening at that point is even weirder. It's like, what the hell?
He was clearly warned not to get involved.
Did he know that flying around the Earth that
Who knew
way is going to back things up? That's what I want to know. Or is he just pissed and started flying and it sort of happened?
I'm under the impression he knew, but it's not explicitly explained.
I would think that he would actually physically have to touch the Earth for that to happen. You know, rethinking this whole thing, seeing it right now. I never thought of that before, but the fact that he's just flying around it, you'd think he would have to, like, Like, shouldn't he be pushing on like Everest or something
to be able to, yeah.
like as a handle to get it to go the direction he wants? So now is Miss Tessmacher's mom gonna die?
No, because he got rid of the first one.
But if he okay, so this is still between him taking care of the first one
Correct.
and the destruction from the second one.
Correct.
Love how she's wearing like a pristine white suit out in the middle of the desert.
Hey, you know,
She's giving me Mr. Rourke vibes. Yeah, there we go.
Ah, Jimmy.
That's what I would have said immediately. Don't drop me off in the middle of nowhere. Something I have to do. So what he turned it back far enough that it was before the earth opened up underneath her. Is that going to happen now?
Yeah. This is a good question because it feels like the quake is now over. But obviously, part of it was happening because she described the gas station blowing up.
And driving down the road with the telephone poles.
So he got it to a point where he fixed.
It was like this perfect sweet spot kind of thing.
He fixed the damage, but the quake is already over.
Right, like he almost like he stopped that part.
Yeah,
like midway. Breaking into the prison.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how it works, Superman. I love how he used to take his wig off to show I'm the mastermind. And no due process. No, wait. There we go. That was fun. Bum, 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 dum, dum, dum. The worst roller coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Southern California is Superman.
Oh, yeah?
It's not really a roller coaster. I've always hated it. It's like it's on a track.
Mm-hmm.
They shoot you out of the station, one of those propelling things, and then you go up like an incline that's really high, and then you go back, and that's it. And I've always thought it was like the worst, like wannabe thrill ride that ever existed. So, anyways, mine jumped all the way to Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sitting with us tonight. It's such a fantastic movie.
Yeah,
yes, that was great.
So prolific. And JB, thank you so much for staying in with us on this.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you for the invite. This was absolutely wonderful. Great blast from the past. Oh, loved it. Loved hanging out with you guys.
Well, we greatly do appreciate it, and open invitation, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And don't forget
the fill-in.
That
you never know.
This weekend, there's a bunch of shows in San Francisco in our meetup with Mike over at Fan Expo San Francisco this weekend. Should be very, very cool. And just, everybody enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your time with your family. If you're able to go and spend time with them or whatever you're planning to do, your virtual Cantina family wishes you all the happiest of Thanksgivings. And we will see you next week where we might have a special guest.
Ooh.
So, as we say over here,
ambiguous.
up and away.
You believe a man could fly.
Yeah, you can.
Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.